Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lorraine Masia Bonera, your self-appointed scholarships mentor. In this video, I'm sharing with you how you can write, publish, and make profit out of your book. The information I'm sharing is information that I have used myself, I have read, or I've seen other people doing. So, without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it. Okay, so I've titled this presentation as Write, Publish, and Profit from Your Book Blueprint. Okay, so this video came about because someone on Facebook, on a Malawian women living in Europe Facebook, about ideas that people are doing in order to make money. So I commented, as you can see my comment there, I said, write a book. Your great grandchildren will thank you. So someone said here in my language, Poyambida. Poyambida is where do we start from? Then someone said the same thing, guidance, please. So I knew that it means there's a need. This is why I thought of creating this video. Okay, so that's what I responded there as well. Kuti ndikapeza kuti nditaipeza italika, but I'll make a video and share likely by the end of next week. So end of next week, which is today there. Okay, because this is the end of this week. So let's get going. There is a quote here. The title of this slide is Why Write a Book? So there's a quote. The wealthiest place in the world is not gold mines in South Africa, but the cemetery across the road, buried untapped potential by Myers Mlowe. So it is a long quote, but I just extracted some of it. So yes, according to the research that happened in the USA, 81% of people want to write a book, only 1% do write. There are many reasons why people are not able to write. Probably some of the things is what my fellow Malawian women said to say, where do we start from if you're talking about writing a book? But the benefits of a book are many, and it will, one of the things people talk about is that it will outlive you. We are passing this earth, we will leave this earth, but our book will stay. This is why we still have books that were written many, many years ago. They are still here, but the people are long gone. So, but also we write books because your story is needed on the market. We need your expertise and we need the solutions your wisdom, things that you have discovered, the lessons you have learned, probably it could help somebody else. Books change the world, they change minds of people, they change people, it changes lives. Such can be the power of a book. So your book could be the next big thing. Writing a book, as much as it transforms the world, it does transform you. The process you go through and the effect of it, you definitely get. This is why maybe I also added here, step into your greatness, get published. Okay, don't hold back what would help somebody else. So yeah, if you have insights, because everybody has the gift of insights in the world. So yeah, share with other people what things have helped you that you can also share with other people to help them. But also there's residual income every month, something drips. When we get to another slideshow, probably I'll open my Amazon account because I didn't say it at the beginning why I'm even qualified to talk about this. So let me just stop share for a second. Yeah, So why I'm qualified to talk about this? Because I'm an author myself. I've published 2 books. This is my first book, which was published in 2022. I was not born a sad poet. I write poetry. And this is my second book. But I'm not limited to poetry. I have other books that I have drafted, but one thing at a time. This is the second book, which came in 2024. Now I sing 50 poems to celebrate 50 years of my life. Okay, so let's continue the slide. Okay, so yeah, residual income, money that comes in often because your books are selling, on whichever platform that you uploaded. We'll talk about it in this video as well. But there's also backend sales, like some people use their book for funnels as well, where people sign up to their emails, and then in the book you provide information, for example, about how people can contact you based on the services that you offer, whether you're a coach, a speaker, or a facilitator, or things like that. So you start getting money, but people came to know you through your book. There's a quote here by Mark Victor Hansen, which says, "Stop thinking of who your book will help to who it will hurt if you don't get it finished." So much as a book will help somebody else, but also if we don't publish it, um, excuse me, people who will have benefited from your book will not benefit from it, and it will hurt. I put here in big letters, mindset. This is where we're starting from. So if you want to write a book, because my audience, because I talked about the background where this idea came from, that it was on Facebook. So the video is targeting people who have not published, but also people who have already published. Definitely there will be something that they will learn, but my target group for this is people who have not published before. So this is why I thought of starting on mindset. Mindset is everything. Mindset is what helps us to succeed in life or to not succeed. It's mindset. What we think and believe shapes our world. So let's look at the mindset for a minute. Here, there's a quote. Everyone wants to be a beast until it is time to do what the beast does, or what the beast do. This quote is by Eric Thomas. So yes, we can all want to write books, but then when it comes to the time that we want to write the book, can we really write? Can we be that the beast? Can we do what beasts do? So, excuse me. This is why mindset is so important, that we have the right frame of mind in order to start the book and get to the end of it. So mindset, they say, has 2 types: fixed mindset and growth mindset. This is, if I'm not mistaken, according to the mother of mindset, Carol Dweck, who did massive research and has written a book on this about mindset. So apparently, fixed mindset is defined as belief that your abilities, intelligence, and talents are static. So you believe that you cannot go beyond what you what you already do now. So you keep telling yourself negativity. You put yourself in a box, and you think that's where you belong, that in that small box. Oh, nothing works for me. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, if I try, I'll fail. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I'm not this, I'm not that. Oh, success is for other people, not me. You are fixed. Your mind is fixed. But growth mindset is where you believe it's the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work, dedication, and perseverance. And you tell yourself, I'm capable of achieving my goals. I'm capable of this. I'm confident in my ability. I am deserving of success. I am a published author. I am a successful businesswoman. I am this, I am that. Okay? So we need, if we are people who have this, because this is quite common, that based on how maybe we were raised and stuff like that, that we believe or things that were said to us when we children, we're young people, and we have believed it and it's stuck in our heads that we cannot change, we cannot grow. We need to shift into growth mindset to believe in ourselves. Self-belief is so important in achieving everything in life. So we need to start changing our thoughts from the fixed to the growth mindset, because that is what will help us to propel, to go forward and achieve anything that we want. Okay. So if you note here, which says everything starts in the mind, when you repeat the positive affirmations like the ones we just looked at for the growth mindset, it helps to rewire your brain, shift your thoughts and emotions and behaviors, because what we think, what we feel influences how we feel, and then it influences our actions. Affirmations work directly with the subconscious mind. So we have two minds. The one that we use when, for example, we're talking to someone there and then, but then we have the subconscious mind at the back, where everything that we see, everything that we hear, everything, and the thoughts and everything else goes in there. So that's where, if we tell ourselves something positive, the subconscious mind listens and does according to how we tell ourselves. And that is how we can create the change that we desire. I put a tool here. I was drinking tea, so whether I'm choking or not, I don't know. Journaling. You can use journaling as a tool for self-awareness. Sometimes we do not know what thoughts are, which thoughts, is it the fixed or growthy thoughts that are occupying our mind? Which ones have a higher or an upper hand? Sometimes we do not know. So journaling is a tool that we can use to track, reflect on, and trace the thoughts that goes on in our head, and then so that we can make necessary changes. So journaling is basically writing things that come up in your head. You just write. Then you look at it, keep doing that for some time, and you see the pattern. Am I in growth mindset or am I in fixed mindset? Looking at the thoughts that you have been writing that have been bubbling in your head. They say apparently we can have up to 80,000 thoughts in a day. Now think of a month, a year, too many thoughts. So for you to know, journaling, they say, is one of the things you can use to know what thoughts are dominating your head. Are they negative or positive? There's a quote here by Lisa Nichols: quitters never win, winners never quit. I love it. So for us to win, we need full commitment, we need focus, we need self-belief, we need dedication, determination, courage, conviction, and all that good stuff. Okay. Okay. So here are some of the book ideas, because people are saying, oh, where do we start from? It can be anything that you have learned that can help other people. It is valuable knowledge that you can share with the world. It can be a challenge that you have overcome. What did you go through? And what made you go through it? What helped you to go through it? Because those things that you learned is what can also help other people to go through same or similar challenges. So the challenges are different, and many can be a loss of a family member, can be, as migrants here in UK, probably it's to do with migration. Under migration, there's something specifically that was hurting you, and how did you navigate that? So probably you learned some lessons there, you learned some wisdom from your lived experiences that you want to share with other people, so that people who are coming after you should not suffer the same way you have suffered. And like, I found the solution. This is what worked for me. Okay. I also believe that everyone is a leader. So what is it that you do in your community, in your family, in church, at work, that you can share with other people, that maybe it works, you do it effortlessly, but maybe other people struggle to do it. And you're like, oh, this is a walk in the park. What is that you want to share with other people? So when you are sharing your story, whatever it is, you are also sharing tools, strategies, insights, life lessons, wisdom, and stuff like that. Are you an expert? You're a doctor, a nurse, a teacher. For example, teachers like to write children's books, some of them. It just depends on at what level are you the teacher, or it's just through your profession. There's a way, or there's something that you have learned through your work that you want to share with other people. So I said here, and I put it in red. When you're writing a book should have the power to challenge everything that other people already know. Because if you are writing a book that people are just nodding to say, yeah, 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 that's exactly, yeah, yeah. Like you're just validating what people already know. There's not much value there, okay? So if you can write something that will challenge what people already know, that book has potential to to go further. So I put here, I don't know if you can see, but I'm sure you can see. There's a screenshot. It's from my website. If you can see my website, No Audience Ren. And the small the quote, this was from someone called Richard, may his soul rest in peace. He said, I read your poem from the glass bottle. Best I've ever read about the asylum experience. Truly inspired. So for me, when I saw that, I was like, I've done my job. Because if someone who used to volunteer in migrant charities, refugee migrant charities, for a long time, and then he reads my book, he reads the poem from the glass bottle, and he's saying, the best I've ever read about the asylum system. Truly inspired. I'm like, oh, wow, I've done my job. So be bold with your idea. Find a big idea. Think big. Okay, so some people also say you need to look at reviews of books that are in your field, in the area that you want to write in. Go on Amazon and look at the review side and hear what people are saying that this book did not do well. What is that? What is it that people are interested in their reviews? Most people, that's where they talk a lot there. Or she only focused on that. I thought she would focus on this, that, and stuff like that. So that can also be a way of getting an idea about what your book can also cover, responding to what people are already looking for. Okay. And I also said here, let the book sell itself. Yeah. When the book is good and it's bold, it's a big idea, it will go a long way. But it also doesn't have to be an area that you yourself have gone through, like lived experience and stuff. This is why I put an example of Napoleon Hill here, who was not a billionaire, but he studied billionaires for 30 years, and he wrote Think big, what is his book called? It's um oh, my memory. But yes, Napoleon Hill wrote a book that we still read. I'm looking, I thought I could see it, but I can't see it. It will come up and I'll say it later. My subconscious mind is very good. It will remind me the title of his book, Napoleon Hill's book. Okay. And so yeah, so he reported he wrote about billionaires, but he was not a billionaire himself, but he started them. It could be about something you care about, but it has to be a large number of people who are not served by the solutions that you are trying to share, okay? Because that way it means your readership, as in reading, your readership will be bigger. And yeah, it can be poetry, whatever focus you have for your poetry, can be memoir, but most of the time, some people recommend that memoir do not write just one big, huge from your when you were born to now, or from it it does sometimes it can put people off. They can't read it because it's too big, you know, and because people are looking for solutions to the problem they are experiencing, to their pain. So if you can put it in smaller chunks, like maybe a series, childhood, midlife, this type, or this experience, it can be grief, it can be this, it can be that. Pick something and focus on that instead of all of it at once. I know memoirs have their own place as well, um, but if it can be memoirs that are maybe theme based or something like that, so that people can take in. I also mentioned about your purpose there. Okay. So I guess I added this one because I mentioned purpose. So many people ask, and it's something that many people have offered different solutions to it. Oh, this is how you discover your purpose. This is how you discover. This is one of the things that someone called Melanie, I'll show you her work shortly. Melanie Warner, in her book, she wrote about this to say purpose. This is how you can know if this is your purpose. If your answer to these three questions is the same thing, then you know that is your purpose. What is it that you are good at naturally, but it's difficult for others? What can you do for free if money was not an issue? Of course, I rephrased the questions, right? In her book, they probably framed it differently, but the meaning of it. And the third question is, what do you give back, whether to other people or to Mother Earth? So if you have one answer, that is the your purpose. If the answers are different, this is where she suggests that you align your what you do so that you can actually find your purpose. So I I always struggle to pronounce this word Jonya, Genya, Jo. Oh my God. Here we go. But it's there. So, what is it that you want to write? Is it a guide? Is it a journal? Is it a cookbook? A textbook? Is it art? Is it self-help books? Is it history? Is this? Is that? Which themes? Is it migration, motherhood, loss, racism? You name it. Okay, dating, data, marriage, relationship, a lot of things. What is it that you are interested in? So, in terms of book ideas, yeah, we'll continue with that. It has to be a topic that you know most about, so you can articulate so that people also understand. You know about like through your experience, but can also be like we looked at Napoleon, which like he studied. If you study certain subject deeper, you would you would have enough knowledge to explain it to other people and help other people. But also, what do people ask advice you on? What is it? Do they come to you to find out how, you know, you are coping with maybe your children that have disability, or what is it that people ask you often about? So that can be something that you can also write a book on, because you know there's a need of this thing that you have that people come to you for. What have you solved for yourself that someone else can benefit from you? What are you most passionate about? What do you get paid for, or your area of expertise? But also, who is this book for? This question is so important because that is what determines you what to write. Who the book is for. Who are you writing this book for? Okay, it's for people who are struggling with ABCD. That is what you can write on. So, who is your reader? They say we have two types of readers, primary and secondary readers. Secondary readers, to start with, are people like my own children, my grandkids. Yes, they will get the book, but will they read it? Maybe. Most of the time it'll be left on the shelf, right? Because yeah, it's my mom has written a book. If they will read it, fine. But so your primary readers, these are people that you need to be thinking about most. Mhm. So if you know who is my reader, it will give you an idea of the information that they will need. Oh, it's my reader is people who dropped out of school as teenagers. Then that will definitely guide what to write about, because you know this book is targeting teenagers who have dropped out of school due to pregnancy in Malawi or worldwide or whatever. Okay. And yeah, I also put here, no one cares if you think your book is good. Show them why your book is the best. You need to show the book that is valuable. Yeah, quality work that holds value. So in the book, what you are doing with the book is that you are selling your knowledge, your experience, systems, processes, passion. That is what you are selling in the book. I did mention Melanie earlier because the one of her books is one of the books that I've also referenced. I will reference, it will be, I've used as a reference. The link will be in the description below. But I've also used, let me show you the books in a minute, one sec. How do I stop share? Okay. This is Melanie Warner. By the way, I'm just showing these books. There's no monetary involved between me and the authors. No, but it's books that I have used and I've liked. So this is why I'm just showing you that. Um, this is one of the books, but I've also used as a reference this lady, Winsome Duncan. She's also a book coach. Very good and high quality books. I've also used my dear friend, the Coventry counselor, the first female Black counselor in Coventry, Beatrice Christopher. Her book is called Mind Resetting Affirmations. Reset your mind, reset your life. Small, but impactful. Okay. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. Is there another book I've used in this presentation? Yeah, this one. This one is also by Winsome Duncan. By the way, I read a lot, so just market it. The first one I showed was just write it. This one is just market it. But because this is a quite a bigger pamphlet, I didn't revise all of it. But I know definitely some of the things, some of the knowledge is through many through these books, but of course from other books as well, like this one, The Next Up. This one because I bought it some time back. So, and it's a smaller book. So the information I was looking for the year. Yeah, it was written in 2021. It's not too old, but because it's also smaller, but it's also nice. But it's a small book. The other ones are big pamphlet and detailed. This one, I think it's gold. Gold. This one, I loved it. Okay, so I almost say everything later. But like I'm saying, there's nothing monetary that I'm gaining from showing the books. It's just because I've used them and I know them. I know the content, and this is why I'm saying that. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so I think this is where we were. Who is your ideal reader? Write a book people want to read, not just the book you want to write. So yes, it's about the reader, not you. What are your readers' needs, worries, desires? What are they craving for? Hmm? What do they feel but don't talk about? How will they be affected if they don't address the problem? If they don't address the issue or the problem, why are they in this situation? What is it that they do not know that you now want to tell them? Also, what is the cost of the pain of their issue? And what is your solution? What does your solution mean to them? So it's about moving people from pain to pleasure through your book. Okay. So the book overview, the book out, the book outline to establish direction of manuscript. So you need to have an outline definitely, so that it can guide you with the flow of the manuscript. That okay, in chapter 1, I'm discussing this. In chapter 2, discussing this. Chapter 3, I'm discussing that. So this is the overview of the content of the entire book. Once you have that overview, then it will be easier for you to write the chunks because, in chapter 1, I'm covering this, maybe the challenge I faced. In chapter 2, I'm covering the solutions I'm suggesting, using step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Within those steps, you're also discussing and teaching people what you do or what to do or something like that. So, yeah. So the book, they say a good book can have between 8 and 10 chapters, and each chapter being a complete thought. Not like you finish a chapter and you are hanging and all of that. Each chapter, 8 to 10 pages. So these are just guides. It doesn't have to be exactly what guides, because different books talk about different things. So there's a differences in different book suggest different things. So I had to just kind of like lean on the middle sort of thing. Um, 100 pages, but sometimes 100 pages on Amazon doesn't really work for the book to have a spine, so it needs a little bit more pages. But then, because as we look at the book timeline, the content itself can be 100 pages, but the book has more than that because there's other things that are added to the book at the beginning of the book and at the end of the book, which we'll look into in a minute. And they're saying a good book, smaller book, short books. Some people talk about between 10 and 15,000. Some people talk about 15 to 20. So, hey, ho, I've just put there between 15,000 and 30,000. Because otherwise, if it's also too short, it becomes empty. It becomes too short. But if it's too long as well, come on, people have already suffered. You are trying to solve their problem. You are trying to ease their pain. You can also keep them to read 3,000 pages before they get to the solution. So yeah, let's get on the middle of things. Mhm. So now the writing process. I hope the last three slides are the most important. I hope you understand what I mean. I just hope so. But if you don't, put questions below so that maybe I can explain better if I haven't, because the last three slides are the ones that are carrying the ideas in terms of like even also how you can write your book, in terms of also the content itself, how you can structure that. But if there's something that is not, I haven't explained well, just ask in the description below. I can focus maybe a short 8-minute type of video just to pin down on that again if that's the issue. But just leave a message in the comments below and I will respond. Writing process, I did put there a disclaimer. A book is a collaborative process. You don't just start a book, write it yourself, finish it on your own, you publish it. Boom, I published my book. Some people, I've heard this again over and over. When you follow that process of you, me, and alone, you, me, myself, and I, usually people come back and say, since I uploaded my book, nobody has bought it. When did you upload it? 4 years ago. Hello. So we'll get to understand why I mean a book is a collaborative process as we go along. So when you want to write the book, nowadays there's a lot of technology. Some people just record themselves. On Google Drive, there's an option as well for recording voices. Of course, it comes with errors because of accent issues and stuff like that. But some people just record themselves using a recorder and give that recording to somebody else to transcribe, and you pay them and they will transcribe for you. Um, once it's transcribed, that's the content that some people now ask ChatGPT. They put prompts in ChatGPT and put their ideas, the ones that they have written, to say, how can you explain this in to for example, this is just an example, maybe to someone whose language is English is their second language, or some whatever key thing in your uh, target readers is, so then ChatGPT will elongate what you have said, your ideas, because um I know AI can be controversial, but at the same time it's also very beneficial in other ways. So it just depends on how you're using it. This is what I'm saying. The ideas should be yours, not you just going on AI to ask AI write a book about whatever it is you want. AI will regurgitate someone's work, and if that's what you want to do, that may not end well. And I did add here developmental editor. So sometimes when you have drafted something, for me, I believe in fellow human beings because they will look at what you have written and it will trigger something that AI will never be triggered with. So that is what human beings can offer to you and your work, and expand it because they understand the world we all are operating in, and they understand you too. So that's where um it's kind of like different. But also for me, what I don't like is how AI language is framed. It's like the same thing, the same words, unwavering, oh, fostering, oh, this, the same words are repeated over and over. So you can just see most texts that are AI generated. It's so easy to get put off when you realize that it's AI stuff. And yeah, I know when we want to use people, it takes time, it can cost money, but if you want the quality, the value, and all of that, not that AI will not do the quality, because that's also what I don't want to for people to think that what I'm saying, but the value I'm talking about is the human experience. Someone interacting with your work will not be the same with AI trying to expand what you have fed it. Okay? Because AI will always be AI. It's not human being. When you are writing as well, what you need to avoid is to start editing yourself. No, just write. The editors will do their job when they see that, okay, this is not the right place here. Maybe it goes there, maybe this, maybe that, maybe that. That's later. But when you are writing, bringing your ideas down, just write, and write. Or just a word on plagiarism that this a lot of people have said, and people have admitted whose books have been deleted on Amazon. Because why? Because of plagiarism. Same things. Sometimes you put on AI and it regurgitates, and because now there's this tendency of, oh, just put an ebook without putting much of your own thoughts, your own experience, your own thing, then it becomes somebody's work. Okay? And that's not good. You don't want to waste all your energy, money, and time for something that Amazon will just delete it. Okay? Let's move on. So editing, there's different types of editing, like structural, where someone is looking at chapters flowing. Did she start from the end and then she's mixing what is one's on the middle? She's putting, someone else can look at that and help you with that. Substantive, it's comprehensive, it's critiquing. As writers, we should always be open to other thoughts, to understand what other people are saying. Not that you will be moving towards everything that people are suggesting, but it gives you room to actually sit with your content and think and see if what they are suggesting is making sense to you or not, whether you are incorporating what they are suggesting or not. Because at the end of the day, that book will have your name on it. It's not people who have helped you. So I mean, people who have helped you, their names will appear in acknowledgements, definitely. But if you know what I mean, yeah, but also proofreading. So apart from the developmental editor, the one who helps you to grow the 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 text in terms of like, expanding the reach of your content, but you also have um, these other editors. It can be the same person doing several things if you have someone who is invested in you, or you hire people out. I talked about book timeline. So every book will have a title page. This is a title page is where the title just appears. Now, I think, let me see if I can um, stop share for now and show you. Okay. Okay. So yeah, like for example, this my book. We open this title page. It just has Now I Sing. The whole page, that's all it has, the title. So that's title page. You go to the next page, it says praise. For Now I Sing. So that's praise page. This is early reviews you get from people who have read your book and they say something. This is dedication page. There's no title, but some people put the title on top, dedication. But there we go. So that's dedication for my only beloved son, Bawishe Sekuzani. Oh, I love my son, Mr. Humphreys. Okay. And then this is the, what do we call this page? This is where we sign. Because that's where my name appears and the title of the book appears. So when I'm signing the book, I don't sign on the title page at the beginning. No, I sign where my name is and I put a note there and sign. And then we have this page, copyright, where the ISBN appears. You can see ISBN. We'll talk about ISBN and stuff later. So, and copyright issues. Then the next page is contents. What do we find on this page or that page or that page? After content, for me, I use a quote. In this book, this was a quote by one of my mentors, John Proctor, who wrote, Lorraine has had many challenges over the years, but she has used them to improve her life and to help others. She has been strong and resilient in every situation that came her way in caring for family, friends, and herself. I wish her all the good she wishes for herself as we mark her 50th birthday. Thank you, Lorraine. John Proctor. She's amazing. So, and then we have, after that, we have the content itself. Before content, let's see. Okay, before content, there is about the author. After about the author, we have the foreword. In this book, the foreword was written by my solicitor, Dr. Sukonlan. I was stuck for many years, and Dr. Sukon sorted my case, and so we are now friends. So she wrote the book, but usually foreword, as we look into it, people like to pick someone who is very famous because it also helps with the selling of the books when forward has been written. But this is why you see other people even writing in front of the book, forward by so and so, so that it's like an endorsement of some sort. And then you have introduction. So we'll look into that. Let me just share screen again. Okay, before we share screen. So this is at the end. Like in this book, I have closing remarks by Afosin, but I also have acknowledgement. Acknowledgements are so important because that's where you know who helped Lorraine to do what. Then we have notes. Notes is like references, really. You want to acknowledge, to write about anything that you have referred to. Like I'm saying, I used my reference books, which I'll put in the description below. So in the book, it's also the same, but I also include QR codes at the end, also by Lorraine Mponera, other books, and then the QR code that you can scan to get to my other book and things like that. So yeah, let me share screen. Okay, so we looked at the title page, the praise, dedication, name page. Okay, so it's called name page. That's where my name is. That's why I was like, what is the name of this page? Where my name is where I sign, okay, then copyright page where there's you place your ISBN. We'll talk about this before you upload your book. Make sure that you've gotten hold of ISBN, which is International Standard um ISBN book number. Yeah, International Standards book number. Then the table of contents, then a quote. I just read a quote by my friend John Proctor. She's a 92-year-old about the author. Yes, so I did show you that I wrote about the author. Excuse me. That is in a paperback. My book, the book I showed you is paperback, is not hard copy. For hard copy, the about the author is usually on inside of the book, on the cover of the book, inside part. So forward, I already talked about forward, that some people use celebrities and people like that because that's what it also helps to sell the book. But also the introduction of the book, which gives an overview of the book. Then there's a manuscript itself of the whole book. So some of the books have what they call study notes. They just put space, maybe lines, where people can write, reflect. Some people now books have those free pages that are blank so that people can write some things there. Me, usually I just underline, highlight, write on top of the book or under the book. So because this thing of providing space, it's quite newish to me. So it's not all books that have that. And then the conclusion, the afterword, acknowledgement, note, also by QR codes, and then resources, but some people notes can be the resources. So it just depends. Some people resources in some books, it's people who have funded the book. You include their website, their information, or things like that because they funded the book. So you want to also publicize for them in your book. Okay. Uh, about the author, you write it in third person. And it's a place where you brag, you write about the awards, about your education, your accomplishments. You put your website, I said the photo is optional. Some people on about the author inside the book, that's where they put their photo. But my books, the photo has always been at the back of the book. Why? Because they say if you're a speaker or a coach or things like that, it's recommended you put your photo at the back of the book, on the book cover. But if you are not, if it's other books, then inside the book, when you are writing about the author, you put your photo on top, then your description of who you are, up to 100 words. But in one of my books, the words are more than 100, just over 100. So yeah, the book cover. Oh my God. I can't emphasize the importance of a book cover. Those who say you judge a book by its cover, they were so right. And it is the cover that makes the book so unique. Oh, yeah, there's a quote here. If content is king, the book cover is the queen. And that is by Lauren Masiamponera. Ooh, let me get some praise. Okay, so where I'm saying grosse over mate, let me show you. Maybe I can just explain it. Books have two different feel. No, let me stop share and show you. Okay. So like this one, the feeling of the cover, it's matte. It's so nice. It's cuddly. Mm? This one is glossy. I wouldn't even be doing that because it's glossy. It's tough. Right? Well, this one is soft and nice. I just like, oh, I'm gonna hug my book. So, but what people recommend is this one, glossy. Mm? Why? Because they say it's resistant. it doesn't get scratched easily. While this one, which is, I'm like, oh, I just want to hold it because it's so soft and nice. Some people say no, but for me, the first book was Mate. The second book is Glosse. So the Glosse is the one that people recommend. Let me share screen again. Okay. So if you are someone who already has a business and you have your branding in place, probably your book cover can also match with some of your branding from your book. If you're a speaker or a coach, put a professional photo on the back of the cover. Some people do make themselves book covers on Canva, but for book cover, it is recommended that you use professional people that make book covers. Some people, they go online. Is it Upwork where you pay maybe £10 or so, but it may not be the great book cover that you know you need. So some people, you invest more to get a better book cover. I must admit that I didn't pay anybody externally. The editor that I work with, she's very good at everything, like book covers and things like that. So she just did that. And yeah, we were doing together online. I was just dictating in terms of I want yellow color, I want the sun on there, I want this, I want black on it, and then she was making as I see it, and we were making it, something like that. We did together. She was making it, I was just inputting, giving her the input. Okay, so the book description is so important. It also goes at the back of the book because we're saying the book is judged by its cover. What the book is about in one paragraph, it is what sells the book, between 100 to 200 words. Some people say, no, it has to be between 150 to 200. Some people say, no, not more than 100. Hey, ho. I just put here between 100 and 200 because there's no single way that, yeah, because different people, different books have recommended different things as well. Okay, I'll show you mine shortly, how I do my book cover, what is at the back of my books. And I'll show you how these books I have done are doing on Amazon, as well as how I've been selling myself. Convey to the prospective reader why they need to buy this book. Yeah, so the book cover conveys that. And start with the main benefit for the reader. How will they benefit? Use compelling keywords, include mystery that leaves potential readers wanting for more. So yeah. Okay. So in my case, this is the only thing about the book. And then the rest were quotes. This is my book. I was not born a sad poet. The rest were quotes from different people. Like we have a quote here from Laura Nyahuye, Dr. Srinka Blau. Oh, yeah, that's an error. Srinka Blau and Tom Green from Counterpoint Art. So what I wrote about this book is one sentence. This much awaited debut poetry book from Lorraine Masia Mponera carries pain, triumph, spears of an ongoing war against all isms. That was it about this book. It's a poetry book. And then people give their information. But what I wanted also to give an example is this book by Christopher Nau. I don't know how he pronounces his surname. From no time to free time. 6 steps to work-life balance for business owners. And there's a scale there, work-life balance, like a balance. So how he crafted his blurb. It's called the blurb. He says, I'll just start on the middle. Christopher's 6-step process shows you how to create the perfect schedule for every week. From no time to free time is ideal for business owners who say any of the following. I'm so busy, I don't have time. I'd like to work smarter, not harder. I'd love to improve my work-life balance. I need more hours in my day. And then he goes on and on, say, like putting this out about who this book is for. It's for people who say this, people who say this. So it will help you to save time. And I love his book so much. It has a lot of stories but he also brought in other experts. Yeah. Yes. He uses stories. Yeah. And oh my God, this is crazy. This is crazy. I wrote because every book I do an analysis after reading. So here you can't read my handwriting. What I wrote was he uses his stories and I put in bracket, it's gold. I don't know if you can see the gold. So profound differences, like it means he brought in things that I've never heard of, like, profound. And I said, this God-fearing man. I felt the spirit move. And I read the book on one sitting on 7th of August, 2025. So usually almost every book, that's what I do. Like, what did I capture from this book? And yeah, that's how I read. But this is not about reading, it's about writing the book. So let's continue with our content. We're almost getting closer to the end now. Okay, so the book title, it's you have to pick a book title that is not trademarked, a title that someone is not already using it. You can't just copy and get something that is trademarked. You'll be sued for uh taking someone's titles and stuff. So just check. Um, and if the title has can have 3 words or less, but there will be a subtitle, like you saw my book. Now I Sing, that's the title. Then it has a subtitle, 50 Poems to Celebrate 50 Years. So the book has 50 poems to celebrate my 50 years. This man that we just looked at, Christoph, it says, From No Time to Free Time. That's the title. And he says, 6 steps to work-life balance for business owners. Title and subtitle. The one for Beatrice Christoph I showed you right at the beginning, the title is Mind Resetting Affirmations. Then the subtitle, Reset Your Mind, Reset Your Life. That's Christopher. But here there is also more tips about the title of your book. Focus on the outcome for the leader. Avoid exclamation marks on the title. Don't use the same word in the title and the subtitle. Ask people to pick from 3 options, especially the target leader. Let me stop share for a bit. Okay, so what I meant by this is when you ask, like in my case, in my poetry, what I do is I share 3 poems that I feel like they will be title poems. I'm like, I love all these 3 to be the title poems. Like when you see my books like that, I was not born a sad poet. It means I was not born a sad poet. Is a poem in the book called I was not born a sad poet. So that becomes the title poem because that's also the title of the book. So let me show you on the table of contents. I was not born a sad poet. Where is it? Oh, it's here. I was like, what? I thought, wait, this one. I was not born a sad poet. page 59. So it's a poem that becomes the title poem. The title of the poem becomes the title of the book. That's for poetry. But so I pick three poems and share with people and say, which one do you think should be a title poem? And people say they would choose. So in the case of I Was Not Born a Sad Poet, I asked three people, all the three people, they said I Was Not Born a Sad Poet should be the title of the book, and I agreed with them, and I went ahead with that. While other titles I had was From the Grass Bottle, like the poem that that man was saying, oh, that's groundbreaking. I've never, you know, understood it, the asylum this way, blah, da, 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 da. Yeah. But sometimes when you are sharing that, it has to be, the consideration has to be your target audience. So, for example, you're writing a book about, for example, maybe people with a disability or Black women, for example. And then a white man, this is just an example, a white man or just a man, let me not use white, but just a man, and a man is women are wanting the other one to be the title. A man or men are wanting the other one. Who would you listen to? Like, so that's where I'm like, for me, the focus there can be the woman because if my my target is women and more women are saying, no, this is actually, because usually we see it on Facebook when you vote for which cover, which this, which that, and like, oh, this one has so many votes. But yeah, but it depends on who that content is for and who wants what. So you cannot be doing, if women love the women thing is just an example. Like I wanted to use the Black woman thing, but I'm also kind of like it does sound political because our skin color is politics, apparently. But anyway, let's finish this. So the other example I would use is this book where we said, oh, don't put an exclamation marks in your titles. Don't use the same words, repeating the same words, the same word, the same word. Probably in this book, maybe it serves the purpose. Reset your mind, reset your life, mind, affirmation. But the moment mind is already in the title, think about the subtitle not having the same word. So in the subtitle, you have reset, reset as well, mind, mind. That's what this content is saying. Don't repeat and also avoid exclamation marks. Not that you cannot use it because it always is down to you, but it's just information out there. I love this book. It's one of the books I recommended at the beginning, right? It just shows it is deep in terms of the content that she provided. It just shows that she really put in work to come up with this book because she has a lot of references, and I found her book on the mind it's very good. Yeah, and it's easy to read as well. Mm. It's easy to read and it's life changing. After I bought this, I bought her other book as well. She has another book, Dear African Parents. I'm like, oh my God, I don't have children now, but I have grandchildren. So I better read it. I love it too. Okay, so we're getting to the last final slides now. Okay, so let's finish this. Okay. So publishing and printing your book because you've written it, everything now is complete with the back matter and all of that. Everything is now perfect. It's been edited, all of that. And they say 70% of books are sold online versus bookstores. So what is where you or your book need to be online because that's where 70% of books are sold. On Amazon, yes, Amazon takes loyalty from your books, so you don't get 100% of the money that you have sold from the book. It takes a percentage of the loyalty. Oh, sorry. I felt I was just scrolling like I'm scrolling a web page, forgetting its PowerPoint. Um, so when you're uploading on Amazon, I'll show you in a minute. Ebook, you change it to this format. It's called EPUB. Paperback, you change it to PDF. But it also depends on the size of your book. What size do you want? So Amazon is very good because it guides you step by step. But I'll show you, just show you where to go. And then once you start, it's step by step because it's, excuse me, it tells you and you follow those rules based on what you want. I've not published a hard copy yet, but I have ebook and paperback. Mm, so that's what we are also focusing on here. So you get ISBN for paperback or ASIN for ebook, and you add it to your manuscript before you publish it. And when you are launching your book, the prices need to be lower, especially if it's 99p and less than £10. Many people will buy during that time. That helps you to gain the bestseller author. If you don't want the bestseller author, then okay, fine and good. You can start your book at the price that you want. But this of lowering price at the beginning also helps with algorithm. A lot of people buy, then Amazon starts recommending book everywhere around the characteristics of people who are buying the book already. All right. But also you can share your book for free with people that you want to ask for reviews. Read the book and leave a review on Amazon if you want. But some people, they put at a low price at the beginning. They just start with the ebook only so that they can get people to buy that book on a lowest price so that they can read it, give reviews. Then after that, people publish now the paperback on normal prices and stuff like that, using different techniques as part of marketing as well, selling. Once you hit the publish button, within 72 hours, the book becomes live. It doesn't, when you click, it doesn't become live immediately because there's processes that have to be done with Amazon and then they approve it. Usually, like my both books, because they are shorter poetry books, they have taken less than 24 hours. I hit publish before I go to bed. By tomorrow morning, I see, oh, my book has gone live, right? So, and then immediately you order what are called author copies. So author copies, you buy from Amazon. It's your book, yes, but you buy on wholesale price because Amazon pays people who are printing that book. For you to get the physical book, someone has printed it. They have to be paid. So they take out that and you buy it at that price. But if Amazon sells your book, when people buy from Amazon, then Amazon takes what we are calling loyalty. So for example, if your book price is £10, for example, like my second book, Now I Sing, when I'm buying from Amazon, maybe it can be less than £3, right? I don't remember the prices, but it's around there, less than £3. And my selling price is £10 because I have to include postage. They charge me postage to get the books. So, but if Amazon sells the same book at £10, I don't get, yes, I don't have to post it because Amazon does. So they get a certain percentage from the win that we make. They take out the wholesale price, the cost price of the book, the cost of the book, which is for the book to get published, and then whatever remains as a profit, that's what we share with Amazon because they are the ones doing the selling and sending, okay, and the delivering. Okay, so okay, so on Amazon page, there's what is called Amazon Author Central. You there, please put your good biography. Many people they neglect it. There's no photo, there's no bio, there's no what. So nobody knows who wrote this book. Just your name appearing without anything. That is not good. The author central, Amazon author central page is so critical. It's so important. I'll show you shortly. But also upload photos from the book launch, for example. Yeah, put some visuals there, you know, or when you're signing a book or whatever, put some visuals. Marketing your book. So apparently they say writing the book is the easy part. Marketing is a serious matter. This is according to Miss Winsome Duncan. And I agree with her. I agree with her. Writing is easy because see, for me, writing is thoughts being downloaded, right? But when it comes to marketing, it's about making other people see the value in your work, and then they so that they can part with their hard-earned money. Because like I'm Lauren here, people who will buy from me mostly are people around my status kind of thing. And so, of course, with some who are richer and rich, but not billionaires, you see. So, how do I make people that are also struggling to part away with their money? Because even £5, £10 is a lot. Yeah, so that's why marketing can also be a little bit tricky. But having said that, I'm someone who's been very, very lucky. My books have sold, I'll show you, have sold a lot. And I sell a lot when I have physical events because I do a lot of speaking, poetry reading, and stuff like that. I get asked a lot about that. So I do sell my physical books myself at every event I go in universities, in conferences, and protest meetings, and everywhere, really. Yeah. And I'm grateful for that. But yeah, you can start speaking in different podcasts on YouTube, Instagram, and stuff like that. People talk about Pinterest. I'm not there. I've never been there. But some people use their book for speaking, which is amazing. Um, but also listening to people who have gone through the journey like you are doing now. I think you still pick some things in there and then you use it for your own marketing stuff. Celebrity endorsement, yeah, which is also good, but usually celebrities are busy. So what people usually do is they'll summarize the book. My book is about ABCDFG, and I would love you to give an endorsement, and this is the text I'm suggesting that you write. You send to him, they just say, yes, go ahead. Full stop. You have their, but actually, you have written it yourself or something like that with their approval. If you are putting out press releases, just be clear what the book is about. But you can also use targeted Facebook ads, Amazon ads. Having a dedicated web page for the book is what I see a lot of people do. I just have my website, and that's where I also share about my books and stuff like that. On Amazon, especially the ebook has a section which says see inside or see sample pages. The first, I think, what is the first 10 pages or so, where you start reading someone's book, really the same book that you read when you buy. So that has to be neat, it has to be clean, it has to be on point because that's what will make someone decide if they love what you're writing. Yeah. I just added here about the pre-order service. So you can put on Amazon as long as you have some, what do you call it? Some visuals and stuff like that. You put on Amazon to say people can start pre-order your book, which is coming out on 15th of October, 2026. And you're like, okay, this is March. The book is coming in October. I'll buy it in advance. You buy it with the aim that they would send you by that date the book will be published. But if you do not publish They say apparently Amazon can ban you for 1 year for not fulfilling, because it's like you have deceived people, isn't it? People have been buying because you said they can pre-order and they've ordered the book and the book is not there. Amazon cannot fulfill that. So it's like it's damaging on their part as well. Like, how did you let people who cannot fulfill their thing to just use people? Yeah. So maybe it also causes them inconveniences. But yes, most of the marketing as well is around word of mouth. Your friend telling your friend or yourself speaking about it. And yeah, how many slides are we remaining with? Okay, so yeah, the marketing can also include merch. Myself, I have key holders. I have, did I make pens? I'm not sure about pens, but yeah, things like that. Stickers. I had stickers as well. And some people use t-shirts and all of this, all of that, just to build momentum and noise. But also, I'm saying here, speaker sales. Okay, yeah, like when I go to speak somewhere else, because I introduce myself as Lorraine, I'm an author. I do this and I read poetry from my book. So when I finish, people automatically come and say, "Do you have copies? Where can we get your copies?" I'm like, "No, I have them here. They are on the table. Come, the tables are behind. I have the card. You can pay by cash or by card." Okay. But also schools, library, community groups, all these have also bought my books, and that also increases sales. And also I said here, ask people what motivated them to buy the book. Okay, yeah. I was at the NatWest another day in Birmingham. We had a meeting there, whether I could call it conference or whatever. So one of the professors from Manchester University, I'm sure she should be okay with me mentioning this. Of course, I'll not mention her name. Um, Manchester University. She took the book. Initially, she said, "Oh, no, 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 I'm not a poetry person." So I'm like, "Okay." I said, "All right, have a look." She picked one of the books and she was flipping through, and then she came across a poem called um, "I'm Becoming My Grandmother." She read it. And then she said, "I'll tell you what, I'll buy both books." I said, "Oh, why? You said you are not a poetry person." She said, "No, no, no. I've seen something here. I think, oh my God, I'm also a grandmother. So I want," oh my God. I was like, "Hey ho, here we go now. Here we go." So it's always nice to hear what has motivated people to buy the book, because probably that is also something that you can use for other people. Where you're like, "Are you a grandmother?" Yes, there's something about grandmothers in this book. Or are you this? So just hearing about what makes people think. The other time, I think I talked about this in my other video about a child who was insisting to say, "Mom, I need this book." I think not a child, yeah, she's a young girl. Maybe she was 8 years old or something. She said she wanted the sad poet book on this book. Her mother tried. "Oh, Lauren is just writing about her life." So I said, "Yes, Mom, I want to read it, please." And the mom bought her. Oh, I was like, "Oh my God." Even if the mom didn't buy it, I wanted to ask the mother to say, "Can I give her the book?" Because she wanted. But anyway, the mom bought her the book. But the child just loved the book and she said, "I want to read it." Okay. And I've also heard from other adults when I ask them about different topics. "Where did you learn about that?" "I read a book when I was a child. I was not supposed to read this book, but I read this book and I learned about ABCDFG." Such is the power of books. Okay, yeah, I also have a private Facebook group, and I said I'll join my Facebook group, whether it's necessary or not. But yeah, having a private Facebook group for book, where you announce if you have had performances, whatever is coming up, and you have people who support, they'll be the first people as well to come to your book launch or uh to support or to buy the book or something. Okay. If the book is not selling, think about releasing a second edition and relaunching it. change the title, change the cover, and read what people are saying in the reviews and incorporate the changes by adding in a new chapter in that book. Congratulations, and I'm looking forward. Let me remove screens because you can see that I'm truly looking forward to reading your book. I hope you enjoyed this because I enjoyed making it. And thank you so much for people who pushed me to get this out, as in who asked for more information. So I hope you have learned something. But like I'm saying, on my YouTube channel here, where this video is being shared, in the description, I've put links. So just click each of those links and see how it also enhances your knowledge. It's links for the books that I've used as references. Of course, some knowledge is knowledge I already have because I'm a published author, but I've also used other people's resources to enhance the learning. So these are the books that I'm saying. I'll put the links below. So thank you so much. I know it's been a long video, but thank you for sticking with it because I think you'd agree with me that it was necessary to go step by step without wasting much of your time. Bye. Nasekera nala, era kunkune, era kumaje, era buya, era wapena la we,